Hi, my name is Tanya Rubinstein. I'm the Global Story Coach, and I wanted to speak with you a little bit tonight about brand storytelling in particular for conscious entrepreneurs, artists, creatives, cultural creatives, people who have their own businesses or have small businesses or working as solo entrepreneurs and artists, writers, various fields. Because at this point, where we're at in terms of business culture is we are expected to market ourselves as creatives. The old paradigms have shifted. There's now much more of a marriage between our creative work and our work in terms of informing people, organizations, clients, of who we are. This is how we make a living now. So brand story is key and essential to any entrepreneur, any artist, any creative outside of perhaps the big New York and Los Angeles kind of systems, plugins, or outside of mainstream publishing, or having your work in museums. So in terms of brand story, first of all, what is it? Because we hear a lot about brand story these days, and there's certain elements that are really essential to anybody's brand story. So first of all, the first component in brand story is a story about you. It's a story that's going to connect the heart of who you're speaking to your heart, to your mind, to your embodied being and message. And the first aspect you're looking for is a personal story. And you say, okay, what kind of personal story? Well, as a storyteller, which you are in this context, whether you're in real life a storyteller related to the art of storytelling, theater, writing at all, in this case, you are a storyteller. And you're looking for what I call stage-worthy material. And that's because my background is first and foremost in acting and solo performance and directing. But stage-worthy material is very essential to a great brand story. And what that means is, just like any great movie, great book, right? From the opening page, you are grabbed into the story that this person is telling you. It's exciting. It's life-changing. There's movement in it. There's humor in it, perhaps. There's drama in it. I always say look for a story about a person, place, or time in your life, a moment that changed your life forever. I have a couple of stories that I use personally in my brand storytelling about how I became a solo performer and later a story coach. And one of them, it takes place in a theater, and I set the stage. I'm in a theater, I'm 20 years old, I'm in college studying acting conventionally. It's the night I meet my mentor, the late Spalding Gray. And the story goes on, but it's essentially this story of how I went from traditional acting to wanting to drop all that artifice and connect heart to heart because of the inspiration of my mentor. And the man who would go on to become my mentor. And another story I tell many times is being a single mom, 35 years old in Santa Fe, with an acting and theater background, making almost no money, and becoming a single mom suddenly due to circumstances, and not knowing how I was going to take care of my daughter, and praying to a God I didn't believe in for a dream. And that night, seeing the words, the cancer monologues floating over Lincoln Center in New York City. And the cancer monologues ended up becoming a series of shows I did with people with cancer. It didn't go to Lincoln Center, but it did go to Off-Broadway, and it became a book that was featured in Oprah's magazine and la la la. So the first things I tell are stories like that. You're looking for moments in your life that were really transformational, where you struggled to overcome an obstacle and you did it. Next, you're going to marry that to your vision. What is your vision? Why is your service or your product important? How is your personal story connected to your vision of how to solve people's problems, make the world a better place, open people to their creativity, help people create wealth, whatever it is? It's important to find a bridge between the personal story and your vision. That connects sometimes, depending on what kind of client organization that you're pitching, that you're expressing to, whether in a talk, through website copy, through a video like this. If you include also a mission statement. And this could particularly apply towards nonprofit work. It could translate to artists, to an artist statement about your work. But there is a difference between the vision and the mission. So the vision is the big picture and how you're solving a problem and how you're throwing a stone towards the future and how things can manifest. The mission has to do with the underlying drive that is in you, that is in service to others. And then there is the space and the opening to talk very directly about your product, about your service, about why it's compelling, why it will work for the people that are listening to you, why they should be interested in it. And you've set that up, okay, through first they're connecting with you as a human being, and you're letting them know who you are as a human. And not everybody will like you, and not everybody will be attracted to that message. And that's perfect, because what you want is not everybody, but people who really resonate with you as a human, who resonate with your vision and or mission, and with what it is that you're ultimately selling, be it a service or an actual physical product or an idea. Many people, many creatives are selling their idea because they need people to come in behind them to financially back them, generate interest in that idea, gather a team. So these are the elements in a great brand story. And I want to say one thing, bringing it after you've given all those elements, including the service and product aspect, and presented that. You want to bring it back full circle to personal story. Hopefully you've planted some seeds in that initial story that you can then bring back to end it with a payoff for the audience that relates to that original personal story. It's a synthesis, a synergy, a blending it all, bringing it together. You can do it with humor. You can do it with wisdom. You can share something you've learned from going through the whole process. But if the seeds are planted in the beginning, look for a dramatic payoff in the end. And remember, more than anything, people won't remember everything that you've said in that talk, but they're going to remember how you made them feel. And so sharing in an embodied way, not a stiff, stilted, overly controlled, contrived way, but a way that offers all these elements, but is from you authentically, is going to be what their biggest takeaway is from them. So I hope this helped you in grasping the basics of brand story. Good night.